Hi, this is Dr. Hyde. I just wanted to give you an overview video for the course, kind of walk you through everything. This is the video for the Summer 2 section of 2021. So I hope everyone made it through the difficult school year and found that things got a little bit better at the end. And it sounds like this summer is going to be really pleasant for everyone who's been vaccinated. Of course, everyone is still reeling from the tragedy of loss and stress from the past year and a half, but I'm looking forward to this summer. So if you're watching this early, just understand that I won't be interacting with the course until July 6th. But everything on here is really self-paced. So as long as you understand that I'm not going to be reading your assignments until the course starts, then there's no reason why you can't just dip into anything that appeals to you. So I'm going to scroll down so that you can see the pieces of this course. You can read the announcements. There won't be too many. And I will email you with announcements before I post them here. And this announcements will be composed of clarification. So if somebody asks a good question about an assignment and I reply to everybody through email, I will also duplicate that conversation here for people who need a chance to catch up. If there are new resources that I find during the time of the course that I think will be interesting or helpful for you, I'll post them in announcements too. But there won't be any new information there, so there's no need to check announcements for the latest information. In fact, you should be checking your Western email through the life of the course because that's how I'm going to communicate to you. There aren't any synchronous components to the course. There aren't any discussions for you to engage in. Everything is self-paced and individual and asynchronous. That said, we do just have 4 weeks to complete the course. So if you have an opportunity to get started on things that are early, I hope that you do. And if you're just joining on July 6th, make sure that you schedule out for yourself all the work that needs to be done. And I'm going to show you where the schedule of assignments are right here. So the content browser is where you're going to find all of the content for the course. There's just 4 modules representing the 4 weeks of the course. So let's go to the Getting Started area. You can look at the professor and course information, but I want to go straight to the course and more so that you can look at the schedule of assignments. So you can use this as a single glance for everything that's required in the course. And you can follow this course pacing the way that I have it set up this way. Make sure that you pay attention to the due dates for the items. So if you're looking at the end of the module, that's 11:59 p.m. because when I put midnight, some people are confused about whether that is the prior day or the following day. But July 11th at 11:59 is when the Chapter 1 article, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and Chapter 4 article are done. The article analysis, the first article analysis is due, and the human subject certification is due. In most cases, this is going to be the first opportunity that you have to do the human subject certification, but you only have to do it once. For this course, there's another requirement that you do it in the, I know the 504 course. There might be a requirement in the 503 course. If you do a thesis with empirical research, you'll be asked for it too, but you just have to do it once. So if you're doing it in this course, just save the certificate and then you can turn that in again when you have to show it for other courses. I like using the back button. That gives you the best view when you're clicking around on the course. So that's the browser back button. I'm going to go back to getting started so that you can take a look at some of the things that are in here. You'll find the syllabus in here as well. There's a resources section so that you can find citation resources, resources for your lit review, piece of a major assignment, a problem of practice sketch resource. This is a major assignment, and you'll find an example problem of practice sketch and then a problem of practice sketch blank. So this is a template that you'll use to design your own problem of practice sketch. Here's a section on the IRB and all the IRB resources, and these are different scripts, protocols, different documents that the university uses for people who are doing research. You are also going to get some samples from the research that I've done. I think it's just my most recent research at the Eagle Rock School, but there might be some materials on here from research that I did with Jim LaPrade at the EDS Academy as well. There's a folder on philosophical and theoretical frames that sometimes trips some people up. If you already had EDS 501 with me, the philosophy course, then you'll have no problems with that. And finally, I want to show you that there is a folder here with all the PowerPoint slides that you can download and get because the PowerPoint slides are going to have links. Let me pause while my neighbor's dog is barking. Okay. We'll go back to getting started here, and let's open the syllabus. So it won't be in the office this summer, so you can email me, call me, we can set up video chats, and I plan to be more or less at home and in front of my desk for the entirety of the month. So I like to stay off of my electronics before 10 a.m. and after 7 p.m. daily, and I actually shut down my notifications on my phone, and I'm not online on my computer past 7 too. So just so you know that. During the regular school semester, I usually take Saturday completely off. I'll probably still be checking on Saturdays and Sundays since it's only a 4-week course in July. And don't be afraid to ask for a Saturday or Sunday appointment. For those of you who work during the week in the summer, I know most of you teachers will not work a regular schedule, that is. You can look at the tech specs. These are Western's tech spec suggestions for using Western online resources to make sure that everything works for you. If you run into problems with accessing content, downloading something, don't hesitate to contact me. But I think I am going to include this in the email that I send out to you. I'm going to be away most of May and a good portion of June. So, don't expect to hear from me. I'm only on contract in July for the course. So I'm going to release this soon, April 30th. So you'll have a little bit of time if you are someone who wants to get in early and check things out. Grades are due on May 11th. So you have from April 30th to May 11th before I disappear from access. I'll still be checking in, don't worry. Here's the textbook. You are going to need it. You are going to read the whole textbook there. This is a textbook specifically for educational research. So I know other introductory research methods courses use just general social science books, but I like this because the researchers use examples from their own practice, educational research. They do a lot of in leadership. They seem to be in the ed leadership and then in curriculum and instruction. So you can enjoy the very relevant examples that they use. We have a lot of good resources in our library. If you ever run into problems accessing them, don't hesitate to contact the library staff. There's actually not much I can do for you with regard to the library resources, but we have excellent librarians at Western and they would love to help you. And just some links for formatting that I put on the just a helpful shortcut there. I always make reference to the Purdue's OWL when I'm writing my papers. I never keep APA formatting rules in my head, and they change anyway. So you can look at the course objectives here. We're going to be looking at completely qualitative, completely quantitative, and then some mixed methods designs. The book actually also goes into action research, but we're working mostly on those three. You can do action research as either quantitative, qualitative, or mixed methods. This book recognizes it as a separate family of approach when other books don't, and I don't typically either. Here's the things that you can expect to do in these 4 weeks, and you can read those and enjoy that at your leisure. Here's the instructional methods. Like I said, this is online and asynchronous, so you're working on your own with just individual feedback from me, and I'm evaluating the quality of your work. So there are opportunities for doing drafts of the major assignment, and I'll show you that down here. So submission and turnover, I'm going to plan to read and respond to all of your submissions within 3 days of the deadline. That doesn't mean within 3 days of when you submit, but 3 days of the actual deadline of the assignment. And if you haven't received a response to an email that you send me within 48 hours, you should please call and text me because something has happened. Or check your sent mail to make sure that in fact you did send the email. The assignment submission folders you can look up here under assessment assignment, and then that will take you to the actual folders. Okay, and there we go. So this is the view that you'll see and the due dates here. These due dates are also in a calendar on the home page, the course home page. I'll show you right here. Oh, the calendar's not there. I will make the calendar on the home page visible. So that's always a little reminder there for you, but don't forget about the schedule of assignments, and then you can always look at the assignments too. So I'm going to go back to my getting started, back to my syllabus. Western's pretty responsive. Right now I was teaching a Zoom course earlier and it kept crashing. Okay, yeah, late work. I'm not going to be able to help you too much with late assignments. Let me know if something dire happens this summer, but because we just have 4 weeks together, I'm someone, if you've had me before, late work doesn't bother me. I don't take it as a personal insult, but it's just not going to be practical for me to allow late work in this course. Whereas I usually always do. I always do. Here's how the grading breaks down. You've got your human subject certification, and I'll show you where you go for that. The literature review form, that's 20%. Problem of practice sketch is 20%. Each article response is 10%. The article analysis, 20%, and the chapter exercises, 20%. So your human subjects certification. Let's see if that's not responsive within here. So let me see if I can. go to the course page and access it from somewhere else. Nope. Well, I'm going to have to pause and find that for you. Well, it's staring me right in the face on on the home page here. I'm going to check the syllabus to make sure that the hyperlinks outside of Western Online, when viewing it outside of Western Online, work. So not only am I in Western Online, but I'm using Screencastify to create this video too. So maybe that's messing things up. The human subjects training, here we go. So this is Western's page that tells you that everyone now is required to do the CITI training for social and behavioral. That's us. Now we're not doing any biomedical research here. So here's the link right here from Western's page. I think it's back in the announcement too. And you're going to register or log in. Let's see if it saved my login. Well, it didn't. So let me pause this again. Okay, it took me a while to find the screen that I need to go to. Things are always changing. So I had to log in, and I'll show you how far I got, right? I'm on step 6. I chose Western Illinois University, and I just put in my demographic information, created a password, answered a security question, and all that. So now I'm putting my address, and finally, which course do you plan to take? I wanted you to see this so that you understand what it is. The name of these courses is always changing, and the interface is always changing too. So if the directions on Western's page don't match, I wanted you to see that it's basic human subjects right there. You don't need your home phone. Yeah, so see this, choose this if you're required to complete training for a class that shows social and behavioral research with humans. Are you working on an NIH-funded project? Probably not. That's a no for me. NSF-funded? Nope. Complete the registration. I'm going to finalize my registration, and hopefully it takes me to my course. And there you go. And now I'm ready. I'm signed in. There's only one course for me to do, and I start now. If you get to a page that asks for money, don't pay any money. There's no required fee for Western students. So if you get into trouble with this, what you can do is take a look at the course, or at the website, Western's website, and I'm going to get back to there. And you can see at the bottom of the page, there's contact information for the IRB administrator. So Rebecca may or may not be in at any particular time that you want to call, but if you do email, somebody will help you to get through these steps if you don't get to this page. Okay. All right, so I had a thought that I should download my syllabus and my schedule of assignments so I don't have to go back and forth in the course while I'm talking to you. Okay, so we're going to go back down now that you know how to get to your human subject certification. And yeah, I'm not sure why that link isn't active on the PDF. So I'll have to check into that. Remember, that's due at the end of Module 1. So, and Module 1 closes on the 11th. So that's one of the first things, if not the first thing that you want to do. Then the abbreviated literature review worksheet. This is going to help you to complete your problem of practice sketch. This assignment is due at the end of Module 2. So let me bring this back up here too. Here's your literature review worksheet. But the literature review worksheet is going to fit right into this assignment too. So they're not that separate. This is going to help you to complete this draft of your problem of practice sketch. So now let me go back to the website so we can take a look at the getting started resources. Okay, so here's the literature review worksheet. You also have examples of reviews of literature in published research, examples of reviews of literature in master's projects, and examples of literature review outlines. So for any ideas, you can look inside of those folders. But what you want is the literature review worksheet, which is right here. And so you're going to answer these questions here about the search terms, your question, your tools. So this is going to be, Google Scholar or the Western library databases. Describe the scope of your review. So what are you going to include and exclude? What are going to be your criteria for including and excluding resources or search terms? Finally, list the sources in APA format. Hey, this is hyperlinked. This is going to take you to the OWL. So again, you don't have to keep formatting in your head. You can check on how to make your references APA formatted. What are the topics and subtopics that emerged from this brief search, right? Minimum 6 sources here. And what are your conclusions based on findings of your review? So what do you conclude about your topic based on your review of those 6 sources? So again, that assignment is going to be submitted by the 18th of July. So I'm going to use my back button again. Okay, let's go back to the syllabus. The problem of practice sketch, you have here the all of the directions for completing this. You're going to use your textbook resources and everything that is in the modules as well. But if you keep coming back to the syllabus, you'll get these little reminders of where you can find information to fill this out. And it's also going to be in your submission drop boxes too. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you go to assessment assignments, wait for that to pop up. All right, so we'll look at the literature review worksheet is right there. The problem of practice sketch is right there. So you would just pop it open, but I'm not on a student view yet. Let me view it as a demo student so you can see what you're going to see. So it looks different. You're still scrolling all the way down to the bottom. There's already an example there attached for you, but you want to pop into the problem of practice sketch. And there are your directions again that are repeated for you in your example. And then you make your submission here. You can attach your files. You can write a note here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to attach the file of that form that I just showed you. So that's your problem of practice sketch. And see here, part 2, that's your literature review resources. You're going to get that from that previous assignment, the abbreviated literature review. So it's not something you have to duplicate. And just following along, I'm giving you the option to submit a draft of your problem of practice sketch. If you get that to me by the 25th, then I'll be able to look it over and respond to you and let you know if you need to make any additions or corrections before you submit that on the 30th as a final document. You have several chapter article responses. That means you're reading articles and responding to specific questions about them, and those are going to be embedded into the module folders. And you have 4 article analyses, and these are papers that are asking you specific things to do to be able to spot the different components of research papers. And you'll see a little duplication among the articles because I wanted to cut down on the total number of things that you needed to read. So I'm going to show you an example of one of each. So here's your article notes and critiques. You have instructions. These are the revised instructions are what you're going to use. So ignore the word revised. And the article critique done well. So that's an example, and these are your specific instructions. And you'll see you have a link. These are also links to the article, which is the Chapter 1 supplemental article that just shows you where the overlap is, but you can access the article here. Another reminder to cite quotations that you pull from the articles, and you just follow this, step 1, step 2, and you just kind of use this as a form and fill this out according to what you find in the article. So you see you're going to be looking for specific components, problem statement, hypothesis, if there is one, if this is quantitative or mixed method study, the paradigm, methodological approach, methodology, methods. There's a lot of components to these. So there's 4 of these totals, 1 for each week, and you're always going to be applying these questions to a specific study. So I'm going to go to Course Home, go back into the assignments, and show you one of the article responses. So let's go to Chapter 2. There is links to the article, and here are the specific questions that you answer about that article, right? And there's also, the article is also linked here. So 2 ways to access it, and you're answering these questions, and then you're going to submit your responses either here or attach a file. Yeah. So I want to point out that a lot of them are research reports, but some of them aren't. So for example, Chapter 4, Article 1 is an article from the AERA Association, and this is the Code of Ethics. So this is just a description about research ethics from this professional organization, and you just answer the questions on that. And then there's end of chapter exercises that allow you to do some skill practices. So let's pull up one of those. So this is, it tells you exactly what to do. You're going to develop research questions for an experimental study and a non-experimental study. It tells you where to look for that, what page in your textbook, and then you just submit your assignment there, attach your file, write me any notes here. Okay. So you are going to use your textbook, and I encourage you to read the requirements of the exercise on Western Online, because there are some cases where I changed the wording a little bit and shortened the requirements. So if you're just looking at this document, for example, and you're reading your textbook and you go to Chapter 5, Exercise 3, it might look like you have to do a lot more than what I'm requesting of you. So what I'm requesting is always going to be attached to the submission folder. And finally, I think that might be it that you can access from here. Yeah, this is where you submit your Human Subjects Research Certificate, by the way. And then when you get to the point where you have your chapter 10 and chapter 11, or I'm sorry, the chapter 12 and chapter 13 quizzes, there's a place for you to go. And let me see if that's linked here. Yeah. So use the companion website. And we'll go down to chapter 12 and chapter 13 here. Here's your quiz. You start your chapter 12 quiz. You want immediate feedback, and you start asking the question, or you start answering the questions there. And then you'll just email that to me, yeah, at my email address. Okay. If you forget where this is, this should be linked on the home page too, I believe. If not, I'll make sure it's on there. The companion site. I want to show you what the module overviews are going to look like too, because I know I have a lot of the information that I'm telling you is actually written on the Module 1 overview too. So, and then of course every module has presentations for the chapters, and so this is again me narrating a few years ago when I was still coloring my hair. And you can watch those on YouTube. If the videos from within the course are lagging, I would say open them up on YouTube. So let me go back. I like to start with Course Home when I'm navigating around here. Let's go back to Module 4, Overview. And I think, yeah, so there's also 2 links here for your quizzes if you forget, and then a reminder to email those to me. We'll have course evaluation ready at the end of July as well. So you have 2 ways of using the course. You can either use your syllabus and overview guide and just move around under the assessment assignments, or you can actually use the module overviews. It depends on what you like as far as making submissions, but you're going to want to watch the videos, and those are just the extra articles. Let me see if there's one that has some. Yeah. So in the on the module overviews, not only is the narrative going to link to some items within the course that you can get to in other places, but there's going to be supplemental resources too, like a cheat sheet and some statistics supplements. So if you're like me, statistics doesn't come naturally to you. I'm a completely qualitative researcher, so I need lots of refreshers whenever I deal with statistical material. And if that's you, I searched and also consulted for the best free resources for you. So do check out the supplemental materials within the courses too, as well as watch and listen to me again admit that this is hard for me to understand, but I've tried to arrange the presentations for you with the information that you need and some interesting or amusing graphics for you. So yeah, I would say go through the module overviews at the very least, so that so that you're sure not to miss the supplemental information. Because if you're just using the assessment assignments to submit what you find on this overview, you're going to miss out on those things. Okay. I think that is enough for now. Again, I'll be available in July. You can send me your questions about course access until the faculty are off contract as of noon, May 11th. And I'll be back in town at the end of May for 3 weeks before I go on another vacation. Okay? Enjoy. I hope you have a good end to your semester and to your work year. And I'll be talking to you soon. Bye bye.